The game of the year, possibly. Although Philadelphia, Kansas City did live up to the hype. Maybe that was the game of the year. Cowboys-Eagles was good. San Francisco against Philadelphia. And RJ Choppy's telling us why we need to root for the Eagles.
Root for
doing this again, huh?
Go green. What?
Doing this again, just like the NFC title game last year.
And I did want Philadelphia. I hate San Fran's fans more than the Eagles fans.
And their hosts.
And I hate their media in San Fran way more than Philadelphia media, especially since that blowhard, overrated Angelo Cataldi is now gone.
Eagle fans, are trolly, but they want it back.
Yes.
They are a great. You could give and take with an Eagle fan and not have a single thing of problem with it.
Eagles fan may punch you in the mouth, but San Fran fan will stab you in the groin.
Yeah, Eagle fan, the kids will give you the middle finger. But San Fran just they don't know how to be cool in San Fran. Eagle fans, you could deal with that. I could deal with Eagle fans way easier. But the division's probably gone. We admit this. We agree with this. The NFC East is probably gone.
Yes.
Is Philly the favorite? Yes, but
now that Philly has gotten through 2 of the 3 stretch.
San Francisco is going to be a very tough game, and then Dallas has a chance to tie it up. Now, obviously, there's tiebreakers involved, but they can be tied over the next 2
So
weeks.
let's just say San Fran is favored. They're favored this week. San Fran beats them. We beat the Eagles.
Right. The Eagles then, after that, have a stretch of nothing. And we still have Buffalo, Miami, Detroit.
Yeah.
You're going to need Seattle. Hey, look, we know that Philly secondary is vulnerable, and we saw what your best bet is going to be Seattle.
It is, absolutely. So I'm assuming because of that brutal stretch that we have coming up, and they've already gotten through the 2 of the tougher games.
Even though they were outplayed.
It's fine. They still won them. And they still count. Even if we win, they're still.
Here's Philly's stretch, just to have all the facts. San Fran, at Dallas, at Seattle, Giants, Cardinals, at Giants. God, I hate that they do that.
Tommy Cutlets, hey.
Yeah. The Giants 2 times in 3 weeks, Bobby.
They're still in a better position, though. We have 3 NFC losses, and they don't have any.
Yeah.
So even if we tie,
it's over.
Even if they lose the next 2,
and
we both win out, we'll both only have 1 NFC East loss, and we would have 1 more NFC loss.
I got to look. Is conference the next tiebreaker, or is the
common opponent?
Is the common opponent the next one? Because the common opponent would matter because you've got losses there. You've got the Cardinals on the schedule still, who they've lost to. You would have both lost to San Francisco. They lost to the Jets, and you beat the Jets. And in theory, if the Seahawks could beat them, that would be one that so I'd have to look. If common opponent's the next tiebreaker, you might have a shot. It's likely Philly, but I don't think it's over yet.
Yeah. So the other part of this is, and this I think is more important than that, my goal here is just to avoid San Fran for as long as possible in the playoffs.
Same.
You agree with that? Just avoid San Fran as long as possible.
I don't care how Dallas is playing. Whenever they go up against San Fran, I will be picking the 49ers.
The best way to do that.
I'm already thinking of I don't know if I should say it, but a big financial hedge for that possible game where it ends up being a win-win for me either way.
Against me?
No,
take advantage of me?
against Cowboys versus San Fran.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm thinking of making a monster win-win for
Crosstalk will be wild that day with Bonte.
There's 2 ways to avoid San Fran until you get to the conference championship game. One is they are the 2. San Fran's the 2 or 3. Philadelphia is the 1, and you're the 5. All right, and then you would get Philly in the second round. The other one is San Fran's the 1, and then you win the division, and you're the 2. And you're on opposite side of the bracket. Now, that's probably the least likely. The most likely route is Philly gets the 1 seed, you get the 5, and San Fran stuck with Detroit in the 2 and 3 matchup. You avoid them until you get to the conference championship game, for the most part, unless there's no reseed on
the lowest seed is going to go to Philadelphia.
Which would be the Cowboys, most likely. Most likely. Now, you might get an upset here.
Right.
You might get Seattle knock off Detroit or whatever, which could happen, and then you're stuck with San Fran.
Yeah.
But if
you want to advance as the 5.
I think you want to advance to the 5. You get the easiest route. You're going to play New Orleans or Atlanta or whatever.
South winner.
I'm surprised because I think we all agree at this point the home field advantage is more important for the Cowboys than arguably anybody in the NFC right now. It's critical for them. So I'm surprised that any hope you'd be willing to just sacrifice in honor of like, well, let me just avoid San Francisco. Well, I'm surprised you wouldn't be in favor of let me do everything I can to ensure I try and get that home game.
I think home field is out of the question.
I do too.
I think it's unlikely. I don't think it's impossible. It's impossible if San Francisco loses.
Right. You have Philly, you have Buffalo, you have Miami. Like, they're going to lose one of those games, maybe two. You got Detroit. Like, they're going to lose at least one of the next 4 games.
I will say, though, I would rather play 100 times out of 100. I'd rather play Philadelphia at the link than play the 49ers at AT&T Stadium.
Oh, 100%.
Every single time.
Absolutely.
That's what we're saying.
So, San Fran still has to play Baltimore. They still have Baltimore on the schedule. So they might have another loss.
2 best teams in football.
Lay out the whole thing.
All right. So you avoid San Fran. San Fran's going to play Baltimore. We need them to be the 3 seed. It's fine if they're the 2, but we really need San Fran to be the 3. If they're the 3, like, there's a chance they go to Detroit and lose in that building.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no chance Detroit goes there and wins.
Right.
On grass, there's a chance Detroit's offense clicks to that game. That crowd is going to be nuts. Like, there's a chance the Niners lose at Detroit. If you want to avoid San Fran, which I want to avoid San Fran more than anything, Cowboys can win in Philly.
Yep.
As the 5 seed.
You must have been listening to the show again last week. I kind of touched on this. The San Francisco 49ers are the hurdle.
We need to get
Philadelphia. It is the hurdle. If San Fran can got out of the way or you pull off the win, the Dallas Cowboys can be in Vegas with us.
Yeah, so just think like we need San Fran to get to 4 or 5 losses. Lose to Philly, lose to Baltimore. We need to get there so that way they're the 3. Because imagine a road, if you're the Cowboys, where if San Fran is the 1 seed, you play as the 5, New Orleans, and then at San Francisco, your day's over. Going in, when you go to New Orleans or to Tampa or whoever, none of these guys even want to get on that airplane to San Francisco. They don't even want to try to play that game. They maybe quit, for crying out loud, that wild card game. Imagine a road, though, of saying, I'm going to go to Philly, which is tough, but you can, and then to Detroit, a team that's never won anything. Like, that is such a much easier route than having anything to do with the Niners. I just want to avoid the Niners.
So I just looked it up here, by the way. It is the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. The next tiebreaker is within the division. It's common games before conference. So the path for Dallas, if Dallas wanted to win the division, the only way this is going to happen with them being 2 games back right now, you would need, realistically, knowing it's Giants, Cardinals, Giants at the end of the season for the Eagles, and they're not losing those, you need Philly to lose the next 3. You need Philly to lose San Francisco, Dallas, and Seattle, and Dallas wins out. That would give Dallas the division.
Right, because they're 1-1 against common opponents right now.
Yes.
Cowboys beat the Jets.
Well, but the 49ers beating them would make it even.
No. Philadelphia played Arizona, right?
They're going to. They have not yet.
All right, so they're going to beat Arizona.
Yes, that's the expectation.
But that's the other thing. Like, so they'll be. We beat the Jets. They lost. They beat Arizona. We lost.
Seattle is the one.
Seattle's the turning point.
You guys are working out the NBA in-season tournament point differentials here.
Oh my God.
877-881-1053. You can't say neither. You got to pick one, just like the NFC Championship game. You want Choppy's scenario, or you want Bobby's hope with Philly versus San Fran? Peyton, who are you rooting for to win? Well, I'll phrase it the way we probably want. Who do you want to lose that game more Sunday?
Philly. Got to get Philly a loss. I'm thinking division first before any home field advantage, anything. I want the division. Philly's got to lose for you to win the division.
You?
Philly. I want Philly to lose.
You want Philly to lose?
Yeah. I would. Dallas is so different at AT&T Stadium. I want them to play.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to balance.
You got to look at your chances.
You got to be realistic.
I know, and what I'm saying is that if you get a chance, if San Francisco's the favorite, Dallas I think will be favored against Philly when they come to AT&T Stadium.
It's about 2 right now.
The only one that you really have to say we need that one is Philly going on the road with that secondary in Seattle against that receiving corps. That's not impossible.